Hello, Elliott, osteopath at the Revitalised Health and Fitness Clinic here, and today we're going to be talking about blood flow restriction training. Now, the reason why this is effective is a lot of the time, individuals who are injured can't load joints or even muscle groups as much as they'd like. This means that they can't challenge the muscle group adequately, the muscle group doesn't get the adequate metabolic stress to maintain the muscle mass that is there as stimulus, or to grow the muscle mass. For individuals who enjoy the gym or individuals who are competitive athletes, this can be an issue. Now, what blood flow restriction training allows us to do is exaggerate the metabolic stress that is happening in the muscle group by reducing venous return, which is essentially the ability for blood to go in and out of the area. So this is most commonly used for our upper and our lower extremities. And with our upper and lower extremities, we've got two areas where we have huge amounts of blood vessels going into the arms, going into the legs. For the arm, it's the axillary area, and for the leg, it's the femoral triangle, i.e. the groin. So what we can actually do is create a lot of tension around these areas to reduce venous return, to increase metabolic stress, and this actually means that rather than needing to use 70% of our 1 rep max to create adequate metabolic stress, we can actually use 30%. So for example, an individual whose 1 rep max is 100 kilos, they would need 70 kilos normally to stimulate hypertrophy if they're doing, say, for example, a 10 rep max. Or if an individual is using, BFR, then it means they only need to use, say, 30%. So I'll show you how to do this. So if I use some bands or something like this, I'll then take those bands and I'll wrap them really tightly around my arm. And this tension needs to be adequate, so it needs to be enough to reduce the blood flow into the arm. So, say normally, if I could use, say, a 20 kilo dumbbell and I could curl it, now I should really only be able to use 10 before I start to fatigue. Now for these, I'm just using some knee wraps. Sometimes it's helpful to have a friend to tie these up, but for now I'll just hold it here. So, already whilst holding that 10, it feels significantly heavier than a 10 should do. If I do 10 reps with this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can see I'm really slowing down. 9, 10. Now I would then wait a minute and repeat, wait a minute and repeat. And by that time, the metabolic stress in my bicep will be adequate to stimulate hypertrophy. This means that, say, if I've injured my biceps or triceps or my elbow and I can't, or even my wrist, and I can't load it up very much, I can still cause adequate hypertrophy with blood flow restriction training. Give it a go. I'll include a clip of Dom, who I treated earlier this week with the same methods, and let us know what you think. And if you need to book an appointment, you can call anytime on 01474 356 284. Alternatively, just go to our website and click book an appointment, and we can take it from there. So what we've got here is some blood flow restrictive training. So you'll see that I've wrapped some knee wraps around Dom's upper thigh. And the reason why is Dom's suffering from some facet joint compression or facet joint injury at the moment, which means he can't load his back as much as he would like. Now what this is doing is restricting the blood flow into his legs, so it's increasing metabolic stress within his legs. Research shows that you can achieve hypertrophy with 30% of load with blood flow restrictive training as opposed to 60% of load. So we can still challenge his legs to an adequate amount whilst he's recovering. So Dom's going to do 10 reps here, take a minute rest, and then do 10 reps again, and we'll see how they have an effect. So those bands at the moment are restricting the amount of venous exchange that can occur. It means that the muscles are going to get tired quicker
but the load on his back is lighter. So we get the same level of hypertrophy or metabolic stress within the thigh without the load going through his back. Two more. Good, that's it. And then rack the weight. So Dom, how heavy did that feel?
Yeah, felt a lot more challenging than 70 should.
How heavy would you say it felt?
I'd say like another 30, 40 kilos from there.
Yeah, okay, so another 50%, yeah? Okay, perfect. Right, so we're going to take a minute rest and do that again. So Dom's going into his second set, and we're just going to see how much the fatigue has accumulated after 2 sets of 10 at 70 kilos. Just put it into perspective, Dom will be lifting normally anywhere between 110 to 140 kilos for 10 reps. So it's 5th rep, see the fatigue starting to accumulate. Three more done. Amazing, good. So you rack that. So how did that feel there? Tough, yeah? Yeah, good stuff. So that's the effect of blood flow. Yeah, he's going to take them off as soon as possible. So that's the effect of blood flow restricted training for you guys. If you're injured and you can't load your back, you can still load your legs and get the hypertrophy you need.